Hi, it's Ben Let from Page here, and in this video I'm going to be telling you the story of one of the weirdest encounters I've had in Red Dead Online. Our tale begins simply enough with me having just finished hunting. Unfortunately, this meant I had to wait for Cribs to get off his lazy ass and actually do some work, so I decided to go down to Valentine to have a drink and dispose of some extra meat since I hunted too much for Cribs to deal with. Upon my arrival at Valentine, as planned, I sold my extra meat to the butcher and then I headed to the doctor's office to sell a couple of herbs that I had collected whilst hunting. After that, I headed to the saloon for a couple of drinks, and I noticed there was a corpse on the floor, which I decided to loot, which unfortunately turned out to be a bad idea since there were lots of lawmen around, possibly due to the activities of some other players.
Bring him down to Hades!
When I respawned, I decided to head back to the saloon, and I noticed there were a few other players there, so I had a few drinks with them. Two of them started fighting and then stopped almost immediately. I'm almost certain that this was actually an accident, or maybe they were just two friends messing around. But either way, we had a lot of fun and just sort of goofed around for a bit. Along with me and the 2 or 3 other players that were in the saloon, there was this one NPC who made this one comment that was so profound, so wise, and so insightful that I feel like I should share it with you. And here it is.
Things, eh?
After a while of hanging out in the saloon, I decided to leave. However, I did notice there was an NPC walking by, just minding their own business, so I decided to hog-tie them. This, however, was a mistake. So the other 2 players that I was hanging out with in the saloon earlier decided to intervene here, and we all got into a fight. It was the 2 of them versus me, and as you can guess, that went very, very well. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure why, but since the attempted kidnapping and the fight that ensued, it just descended into utter chaos from that point onwards. So considering what happened, I decided to head back to the saloon, half expecting to be shot by one of the other players. However, luckily, they didn't decide to shoot me. Unfortunately for the NPCs, it seems that the 2 players had decided to kill literally everyone else who'd walked into the saloon who wasn't a player. Heading outside the saloon, I saw the odd sight of the 2 players creating what seemed to be a pyramid out of human corpses. Kind of disturbing, but also kind of fascinating. What happened next can best be described as a war. However, it was a very one-sided war, considering the players, including me, dominated the law and citizens of Valentine. After a while, me and the other players had killed quite a few lawmen and a few citizens, so I decided it was time to leave. I waved goodbye to the other players and rode off on my horse. Okay, so that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.